People who have been on TV game shows, what are some behind the scenes secrets that regular viewers don't know about? I was on Cash Cab. You can't just hail a cab in New York, which turns out to be the Cash Cab. There is a vetting process, but you don't know you are going to be on the show, so the reaction is genuine. Also, there is a lot of awkward silence time while he is listening to the producer in his ear. There is a cameraman riding shotgun unseen on TV. The money he gives is prop money for TV. They mail you a check after the show airs. Ben Bailey was genuinely a nice guy. I was on Wheel of Fortune. You have to get there at 5 AM where you draw straws with other contestants to decide when you will film. They filmed the entire week of episodes in one day. Pat Sajak is incredibly friendly and interacted with us on every break. The wheel is heavy. They let the other girl in the showcase showdown. Price is Right. Rabbit after the audience booed her original bid. Something silly low like $10,000. When it aired, they cut her original bid and showed only her second winning bid. I lost. I was in the audience at The Price is Right. You wait like 4+ hours just to get into the taping. They come by and give you a short interview to see if you are a good prospect to make it to contestant row. I was with a group of 4 and none of us made it. The studio audience is significantly smaller than it appears on TV. Drew Carey told jokes between filming. The set is tiny. The wheel is tiny. No secrets to reveal except that they must use some serious lenses and angles to make it appear bigger. It was a long day, but it was a cool experience. I was a winner on The Price is Right. After the show, you're taken into a small room where you do paperwork. Some of the items that I won on screen, iPads, movie tickets and snacks for a year, were instead awarded as the cash equivalent. I had no say in the matter. Also, contrary to popular belief, the contestant does not have the option to request money instead of specific prizes. The only choice you have is to outright decline any of the prizes. I auditioned for X Factor. You don't go to the celebrity judges first, you go in front of some off-camera judges. So every terrible and horrible singer you see on the show has already been told they are better than the many talented ones not deemed TV worthy, which makes it a lot more disgusting to me. Oh, I auditioned for it too some years ago. I spent a whole effing day on a huge line. Night came and I was very cold. It started to drizzle and I honestly didn't care to pass anymore. I just wanted to go home lol. The judges made me sing to lines and told me to go. Was in the audience at a Food Network taping, and Iron Chef America really is a 60-minute competition. That's not fudged. The judging on the other hand takes forever. They tell the audience to clap and cheer and they film that to edit it in during appropriate events. If we didn't cheer or clap loud enough, they had us retake it. The same goes for grimaces, negative reactions and shock surprise. I went to a taping of a comedy special and they had us run through numerous laughing, cheering, and cringing scenes before it even started. I watched the special and all the audience reactions were from the pre-show taping. A work colleague of mine was one of the couples in Married at First Sight. She had a horrible experience, needed counseling afterwards and is still receiving an appearance fee. Read hush money, even though her season aired like 5 years ago. Her words, unreal, may as well be a documentary. My wife got a tattoo on a tattoo competition show. They gave her headphones to wear while she was being tattooed, but she wasn't allowed to actually plug them in and listen to music. Pure product placement lol. Other than that, it was a really good experience. Producers worked with her for several weeks leading up to and made sure she got a tattoo subject and style that she wanted. Was on a MTV game show called Fist of Zen on MTV. Basically a group of people subjected to painful and nauseating tasks for cash. We won every round, but the producer asked us to purposefully fail one to change things up. Despite losing one round, we were still paid the full prize money. Producers keep an eagle eye on contestants throughout the day, even escorting you to the bathroom. This is because of the quiz show scandals of the 1950s. And because the whole week tapes in a day, you have to bring 4 changes of clothes with you, all in solid colors so the patterns don't bleed on camera. This was the 80s, so recording technology may have improved since then. My teacher was on Wheel of Fortune Australia and he won a life supply of WD-40. It turns out with average usage a can of WD-40 lasts 20 years. So a life supply is 4 cans. You win a lifetime supply of hammers. Here's one hammer. I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it's all scripted. The filming took half a day for 30 minutes of film. When you win the intro round, you are taken out to get your makeup on, and then they instruct you how to act when you celebrate. The reason the audience is so completely useless, and why you see so many press wrong on obvious answers, is because 20-30% of the audience is friends and family to the other 7 contestants who are waiting for their turn. We spent 2 days in the studio, and if the initial contestant loses, the others get their chance. If one contestant goes far and takes a lot of time, no one else gets a chance, so the audience tells the wrong answer on purpose. Not a gamma Schaubert was in the audience for the Steve Harvey show. Holy crap, is he a shallow and fragile individual. We were told we could ask him questions between takes if he was in a good enough mood, which he would only be in if we reacted well during takes. We also were not allowed to ask him any questions about his teeth or mustache. He also said that his lifelong dream was always to just be on television and that's it. There's an indicator that tells you when you can chime in with your clicker when responding to a trivia question clue. If you try to ringing before it lights up, you are locked out for a few seconds, perhaps long enough for another contestant to ring in. In Jeopardy, the indicator is a set of lights on the perimeter of the big board. In Win Bernstein's Money, it was literally a lamp on a lampstand on a lampshade. Viewers never see it because the shot is of something else. For example, the contestant saw a closer shot of the game board. I was on WBSM in 2002, became the episode's champion but couldn't beat Ben in the bonus round, and Jeopardy in 2013. Led at the end of Double Jeopardy, but the competition was tough. Bet big on Final Jeopardy but blanked, losing and coming in third. For Jeopardy, they tape 5 episodes, a week's worth, a day, 2 days a week. The same crew works on Wheel of Fortune, which is literally next door. 12 contestants show up for the taping day, the returning champion from the previous week, enough challengers to fill in the first 4 episodes, another challenger for the Friday episode, and 2 alternates in case something happens. The alternates tend to be locals from the LA area in case they have to come back later, before the final taping. If the 2 alternates haven't gotten to appear, one of them is randomly chosen to be the second challenger on the Friday show. The one who isn't chosen is invited to come back on a future taping date, but then with a guaranteed slot as a challenger. Selections of challengers and even sets of clues are random. In order to stay fair, during the episode's taping, the rest of the week's contestants sit in the front few rows way to the right of the audience, and thus won't appear in audience reaction shots. In the middle of the day, after the 3rd taping, remaining contestants are sequestered and treated to lunch at the studio commissary. If you're done playing, you're expected to leave, go home. In Deal or No Deal, only the interesting people get picked. If you are outgoing and excited, you've got a high chance of being selected. Also, if you appear to be their target contestant, but turn out to be a dud, then I think they have the option of not putting you on air and no prize for you. Whether that is a threat they follow though with or not, I'm not sure. I was part of the paid audience for American Ninja Warrior. I was actually with a vegetarian group that collected the money earned for charity, so that was cool. What wasn't cool was getting downtown at midnight, for there to be hundreds of bats flying around and a 2-hour delay. We were only allowed to wear certain colors, no logos. And yeah, they did take the audience cheering booing to edit in later, which was honestly a good thing because at around 3 AM, most of the audience started leaving. The stands were empty, so they had us moving down the course as they filmed to make it look more full. Haha. I got to meet a couple of the warriors. We all were on TV, and we nabbed a sign from the set. Overall was fun. But on a few in the UK, most notably The Chase. In all honesty, there's little in the way of secrets. I met my team on The Chase that morning in the hotel waiting for the taxi. On one show we were kept apart from our opponents, probably to stop colluding about splitting or stealing. Another was just a long wait in the green room waiting for other episodes to film. As other people have said, clothes are important. No logos, solid colors, no solid black or white though. Had very little interaction with hosts other than between takes or when they introduce themselves before the show. They have a job to do, so can't just spend time shooting the sh with you. That being said, Bradley Walsh was really nice. Oh, The Chase. You and Bradley legitimately have no idea which chaser you will face. Bradley likes the surprise of it apparently. A lot of his bits are ad-libbed, too. When I was a kid I went to family game show with my uncle. The theme of the show was animal life, so it featured interviews, musical performances etc. In between the questions we had to answer. None of that was shot in the order you see on TV. We shot questions and answers all in one go. Everything else had already been shot before and they used sound effects to make you think it was sequential. I was on one that required like 30-second shot, don't quite remember, of the contestants scrambling around picking up the supplies they want. Turns out we didn't need nearly that long, but they had us continue to scramble and push through even though there was plenty of space and no real rush. Not me, but my uncle's friend went on Big Brother this year and was a completely different person. They made him the villain of the show, which is completely different to him in real life. He's actually a really nice footy bloke. I was in the audience of a game show and the host didn't interact with us at all. Instead, to keep the audience spirits up, they had this guy joke around with the audience between shows. I think it was 5 shows in one day or something. He was funnier than the host, actually. I was in the audience of Polish versions of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. To prevent cheating you have to pass 2 metal detector gates before entering studio. No phone or other electronic allowed. Everything takes so long here. Episode lasts around 30 minutes, but recording at 2-3 hours. There are only 3 episodes recorded every day. Once the big screen behind host back broke and we had to sit for 4 hours until it was repaired. At least we got paid extra. Friend, you phone in one of the lifelines is sitting in the same building as studio, just other room. I've also been author of few question for Jeopardy, which is called Varbank here. Pretty badass name. Most of the authors had to be PhD or experienced experts in their field. I was accepted as a student just because they were short on economy and mathematics question. Sadly it was only one-time gig, but it was pretty fun seeing contestants trying to find question for answers I wrote. It also paid pretty nice, 100 zlotys, so around $25, for each 5 question from one category, which was like 15 minutes of work. Britney Spears' talk show interviews are muted for the audience, so her team can edit out anything she says that goes against her image and no one can state otherwise. Not exactly a game show, but Conan plays awesome indie alt rock during commercials in the pre-show. I saw Conan live. Only thing I can add to all this talk is when he went to the band. They had some audio issue like 30 seconds into the song. So folks yelled cut. They spent like 5 minutes figuring it out while Conan made a joke about don't worry folks, TV magic and those fools at home will never know how unprofessional we are here. Evil laugh. Then he was all, okay, we're gonna do that intro again. So clap just as much and pretend that never happened, and he pretended like he was just coming back from commercial. Not really a game show, but I was an audience member with my class for America's Funniest Videos. They literally had empty plates, cups at some tables and a light up sign telling us when to laugh. Sometimes they would even move audience members depending on how well they laugh. This field trip was for our school drama club BTW.